All right, Coach, you give us something to say, and we'll take questions.
Yeah, going in, we knew it was going to be, a hard-playing defensive type game. We talked about that, obviously, heading into this game, and exactly what it was. We played really good defense throughout. They played very good defense throughout. Rebound totals were dead even. And we did a lot of good things, and not good enough to win the game. And, I'll just be blunt, very disappointed in that call at the end of the game. It was not a good call. It was, when I see it on film, and I've been told already, but if it is what I think it was, give the kid credit, drove it hard, but it was already falling down. You got a veteran official on the baseline that's been to Final Fours, doesn't make a call. And some guy on the outside after we get the rebound, late call on it as well. If that call is made in 4 or 5 of our games, we win games. Because you guys who've seen us play know that we've had opportunities at the end of the game on drives like that where the foul isn't called. To be honest with you, there was probably just as much contact at the end on LaQuincy's drive. You know what I mean? And that's why we said, well, okay, we got to drive it. They just called one. We got to drive it. So it's disappointing that 2 teams play as hard as both those teams played tonight and competed, very clean and tough, for it to end on a play like that, on a call like that. It's really disappointing, especially when you have a really good crew and the guy underneath the basket knows it wasn't a foul. And we get the rebound and then the foul is called. So, as I said, it's really, really hard. It's a bitter pill to swallow when you do the things that you got to do and put yourself in position to win on the road against a really well-coached team that played really hard to get a road win, and you get a call like that.
Coach, sometimes you see officials get together, huddle over a call, and discuss it. Is that something you can request to have happen?
No. I mean, they call it foul on the shot. You can't. There's not reviewable. It's not. It's nothing. The 2 other officials had a surprised look on their face, almost as bad as mine, because we had already got the rebound. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's not reviewable.
And on the last possession, Quincy did exactly what y'all wanted him to do. That's what he does. Go to the lane.
Yeah, they were still in the zone, so we wanted to attack the gap, and we had David and Justin, if they overhelped, to be able to get one or a second shot, kind of same thing that we did the other side when Justin hit the 3. They did a good job of bringing their big guy up, so Q drove him. You know what I mean? Q drove him. And a lot of contact on the initial part of the drive. Q had just made the 2 free throws, so we felt comfortable that he was in a good rhythm if he got fouled to be able to make the free throws. We hadn't shot the ball well from the 3, so we didn't want to just, launch up a 3 on that. We wanted to try to get a paint touch if we did, and then kick it out if we were going to take a 3. But, it's a tough one, man. I've coached a long time. That's as tough as it gets right there.
What does UCF do on defense that is so frustrating?
Well, they're good. They're a really good defensive team. They played almost all zone in the second half. We had some good looks. You got to make some shots. You know what I mean? You got to make some shots against them. And I thought initially we were a little hesitant, but then when we got the ball inside the mic, he did a good job for us. Settled us down a little bit with some post action, even against the zone. But we're going to rise and fall with LaQuincy and David. They got us here. They're the ones who changed the dynamics of our program in terms of the toughness and the intensity that we play with. When a combined 6 of 26 is going to be tough to win. So, but those are our guys, man, and that's who you got to go with. So Central Florida has good length. They got, again, they went with, the older guys now. They are starting 2 grad students, a redshirt junior, another redshirt junior, and another junior. So they went with the older guys in the last 2 games, and you've seen a big difference.
When DC and Q don't shoot well, is it a result of maybe shot selection? Is it just their decision making? What is it?
No, yeah, I think maybe there was a couple forced drives early in the first half, maybe. But I thought in the second half, we got the ball moving. We got snapback passes when the zone dropped. Good looks. Q got some shots at the rim. That little floater that he's really good at. So if we took 56 shots, we took 5 bad ones. You know what I mean? I believe that. Now, you gotta be able to make some open looks. You got to be able to step in and make some threes against the zone, especially if we get it reversed. You know what I mean? Even the last one by Q at the end of the shot clock, really good play by Dave. He tapped it in the middle, the guard dropped, and we kicked it out to Q. And good look at it. You know what I mean? Good look at it. He's made a lot of those for us. He really has, especially that left slot, which is one of his best shots.
Coach, what do you tell your team after, like I said, close losses now, 3 games in a row in conference, to just sort of keep the motivation and just the mindset up with Wichita State coming in a few days?
Yeah, we got no time to wallow in self-pity. You got a top 25 team coming in. I said that, not just in this particular situation, but overall as a program, we talk about it. The only way out is through it. You know what I mean? And sometimes going through it is not fun. It's, as I said, it sucks, but it's the only way. There's no shortcuts. There's no diverting around it. You got to go through it. And our guys have to learn on their own experience because they don't have upperclassmen that have been through it and that know what we're all about to learn from. David, as a freshman, as a sophomore, didn't have that. LaQuincy last year, first-year player, didn't have that. So it makes it a little more difficult. But you got to, you never know when the breakthrough comes, but you just got to keep at it, because it will come. It will come. And our guys have been resilient. It's one of their greatest strengths because they're a competitive group. And so we need to be resilient right now. We need to stick together and we need to keep plugging forward because, sometimes it's in these darkest, these really hard ones that you're at your closest.
You guys have anything else for Coach?
All good? Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.